What's going on, everybody? Doc, your average gamer guys, back. Last Day on Earth content here for you, and we're going to talk all things Operation Purge. We've had a good bit of the event going on right now. I want to give some tips and tricks. So I'm going to talk about some progression stats. I want to talk about a few things that I hope will be helpful for you, as well as kind of document, because I am curious, and I do have a strong sense that this event will be coming back. Let's jump right into it by saying I am currently sitting at about halfway or just under halfway through level 23. Caveats to that. It honestly hasn't been too bad. My initial upfront thought is that this event is pretty free to play friendly, with one strong asterisk, my friends. If you don't have T-Hub and you don't have the ability to fight the bosses, you're going to struggle a little bit more with this one. Now, I do strongly think that you can get by with just the northern region boss, as long as you've been active with your resets, getting your daily tasks every single day. If you have the opportunity and ability to fight Concilium, you're going to open up a ton more rewards. We're going to show the rewards screen as well. I'm going to utilize some friends over in the Discord who have made a little bit more progress than I have. They started a little bit sooner than I did, and we're going to jump into that. So really excited to share that. We'll share a few additional tips. No cam today. I do apologize. You're going to hear this probably in a few videos this week. Our AC unit went out in our house. It is hot as all can get out in my recording area, and so I'm just going to not put you through seeing me struggle as we get these things recorded. So keep that in mind, and sorry for no face cam. We'll be back with our hopefully normal operation later on in the week, or first thing next week. So sitting really good at level 23. Let's talk about points and where we're sitting at. Let me jump here in. I just finished my second Bunker Alpha run. I am currently sitting at 8,081 points out of 8490. From everything I understand, and a big shout out to the Discord, it's 10,000 total reputation points. That's zombie kills in order to get to max level, which is 25, which unlocks that final row of the one-time shop that you'll have access to. That gives you access to the explosive storage, which is really, really neat. 10,000 points to get to, again, level 25, showing you here really quick. I have actually made it through a couple levels ago, really where I wanted to get, where I think a lot of free-to-play players could focus on. A couple of blueprints and a drone blueprint, super helpful. A couple other decent rewards along the way. I originally was a little worried that these Genesis stripes were also going to be a little bit of a hamper. This is where fighting the bosses has become so very important. Now, you do get a good couple, I think I did the math, 150 or 170 or something total for these Genesis stripes in the normal track if you're able to complete through. I still am pretty bummed that the infinite levels aren't opened up if you don't buy the premium. I think that one small change to this would make this just that much better of an event. But I digress from there. Let's talk really quick. But again, let me talk about how did I get to 8,081 total reputation points. Here's what I did. Every location has been cleared. I went to the farm, the motel. You're over to your factory here. You jump down, take care of your Bunker Alpha. That is including T-Hub. I have one caveat to that. I am waiting the last 2 hours here for my police station reset. But honestly, not a ton of points from this one. The all-star standouts for this event are Bunker Alpha. You can do regular mode and hard mode, getting yourself a ton of points. Now, that is full clearances on both regular mode, all 3 floors, and hard mode, all 3 floors. If you're not quite to the point where you can get Bunker Alpha and get all of the hard mode levels, I suggest going in, fight the blind one, and clear floor 3 with your grenade trick. Not only is it a great source for your ID tags, your chevrons, and your military notebooks, in addition to some coupons and probably a little bit of gun oil, which is really helpful. It's also still going to give you a good solid amount of points. Now, if you want that extra, you can go in and clear this. The good part here is, as I'm recording this, we've done 2 resets. I have a full 6 days and 21 hours left. So if you're not able to do those full clearances, just hitting, in my opinion, your Bunker Alpha and the rest of these regular ones, right? Go clear your motel and your farm and your factory. You get some solid points from those. You should still be able to make really, really good progress. Now, you have to play every day. You have to be mindful of your resets. Hopefully, you had your resets up and ready for this event. That's one of the big takeaways for the next time this comes back around, is if we know it's coming, let your stuff get on cooldown. Let it be ready to be open, because that's going to give you a good advantage here. T-Hub also provides an immense amount of points. Now, I recognize a couple of folks are talking about this in the Discord as well. If you don't have the drone and you can't get to T-Hub, fortunately, you do miss out on some good points, some good reputation points. The biggest thing for this is, because these zombies are harder, there is a boss fight here as well. That's where you really miss out, right? Being able to clear this location, take care of these difficult zombies, they give you just a higher point total, which is really nice, jumping in and taking care of those things. And you see that in your different locations. As you fight the harder zombies, the things that have more health, you get more points from those. This is where T-Hub really ends up shining. But I do really strongly think that even if you don't have T-Hub unlocked because you don't have your drone yet, you still can probably, if you've timed things right, probably still have a good chance of finishing. And I think here on free-to-play now, again, in our free-to-play, we'll give some updates this week as we get going. I am pretty advanced, really far. I have the ATV built, so we have a lot of stockpiles of resources to let us do a lot of this, and we do have Transport Hub opened up. But I really think you can make your money here, especially Bunker Alpha. Do your 3 floor clearances on normal mode. Get in there, get your hard mode done if you can. Can't do all 3 floors. I'm going to say it again. Make sure you do your 3rd floor with your grenade trick and take care of the blind one. That's a good solid amount of points. Let's talk about these little things here. These little trucks with the guns, with the Genesis things. These seem to be a daily reset for me. That's what I'm noticing. I see them about once per day after my reset is done. I get 7 Genesis stripes every time I do this, and I've only encountered 2 types. 1, the Genesis guy is dead and surrounded by a bunch of zombies. 2, the Genesis operative is alive, and then I have ended up killing him and taking the 7 Genesis stripes. I don't know why that's the case. I don't know if it's a bug or something doesn't spawn. It seems really weird that I'm killing the Genesis operator and then taking their stuff, but hey, that it is what it is. So that's a good way to grab some additional stripes. The best ways, of course, as I've talked before, get your boss fights going. 200 Genesis stripes per kill on these bad guys. You should, if you timed it appropriately, be able to get at least 3, hopefully, of these in. I'm going to be fighting my second one here very shortly, and we'll probably pursue trying to get an additional one. You get 200 for Mr. Concilium here as well. This is where, again, if you're free to play, you don't have your boat yet, you do miss out here. I don't think the Genesis stripes are as important, though. You do still need the boss fights. You need a couple of these. You need a couple of the 200 boosts. But if you can do this boss fight twice, you're going to be able to get yourself the storage. So let's run back to the base here really quick. I'm going to showcase the store. I want to talk about a few additional things. Daily tasks. I can't emphasize this enough. As much as you're waiting on your cooldowns to clear these locations, also, you got to be doing your daily tasks. I can't emphasize how important the boss fights are in this in order to get those Genesis stripes. If you don't have the boss fights, that's where you're going to struggle, because you don't have the Genesis stripes. Now, granted, if you go ahead and you choose and you buy the premium pass, you'll unlock a whole bunch of it, right? But for those free-to-play folks out there, you're going to struggle a little bit more if you don't have any of the boss fights. Now, if you're not quite to the northern region yet, just grab whatever you can. This is still a worthwhile event for clearing locations that are really helpful for you. They're going to still give you good loot. They're worthwhile to clear early and often, like Farm and Motel are great, especially for earlier players. Bunker Alpha as well is a premium grinding location. So all of that isn't wasted time. I know a lot of folks, or not a lot of folks, but some folks have looked at this event and said, I just feel like I'm going to these locations and just grinding and fighting all these things. That's very true, but it's also a great way to get a bunch of resources that are helpful for you. You're going to find that while you will spend weapons and armor and heals at those locations, the back end of this, with some additional bonus on top of it from these stores, is going to be really nice. So let's take a look at a couple of things here. I don't have the last reputation level unlocked yet. I'm going to bring up a screenshot, but this is what we're sitting at. 250 to get both the backpack and this awesome skin. So that's basically pretty close to just one boss clearance. I do know, and I'll show explosive storage here is 500. All of these prices along this bottom line are all very, very reasonable. So we'll pop that up here. But again, even if you can get one boss fight and get to the second level here, which I believe is level 15, don't quote me on that. I'd have to go back and take a look. 2 extremely rare BPs is still super, super worth it. So a couple clearances, get in there, get a boss fight done, boom, you've got this. Do not underestimate level 2 and level 3 doggos. Again, can't highlight that enough. Pick yourself up a scar. Again, if you care about the cosmetics, pretty cool. And again, we'll pop this up. That is the one-time store. We'll jump over here. Just kidding. We'll jump to this guy, and we could talk about some other things from the daily store that you could pick up. Now, if you don't need a whole lot of that stuff, but you want to just grab some titanium, that's pretty worth, right? This is going to help you to craft some of those upper tier northern and island region things that are helpful. So that is really good. Copper also becomes really important. Everybody needs tons of steel. You can get some ash planks. So if you haven't quite made your ATV yet, but you want to spend some here, this is a great way to level up some of your racks if you can get a couple of days worth of those. So keep that in mind. Do I think this is the best store? No, I would focus all of my energy and attention onto the one-time store. I think these rewards are going to be 10 times more worth it. Your explosive storage, your level 3 Roddy, your 2 drone blueprints here, your 2 EXBPs, a couple of your dogs. If you need ATV transmissions, this is where you want to spend it. But if you don't, and maybe you're not getting super, super far, this is a great way to do that. So that is where we're at. Let me quickly just go ahead and pull up the store, the full unlock store, and we'll talk about a couple of other things very quickly. Okay, big shout out to Convict here for helping me out. He's a little bit farther into the event than I am and shared this picture. So this is what you're looking at. 500 here for your explosive storage. So it's essentially 2 boss fights plus making it to this level gets you there. That is very reasonable. That is very reasonable. Now, is this storage super, super good? It's not. It is much, much better with the recent upgrade that it got. If you want to take a look, we have a video where we bought all of the storage upgrades. This is one of the better ones, in my opinion. That storage with the upgrade, pretty good. You can see here, drone blueprints, 250. So again, just a single boss fight plus a little bit of your reputation levels is grabbing you 2 drone blueprints, which is really good. If you're able to knock out 2 boss fights, boom, you're getting all of your BPs here. 550 for an ATV transmission is a little expensive, but honestly, if you're on the ATV hunt, that's something you should absolutely grab. 100% absolutely grab that. So make sure you can jump in. And then if you need some genomes, you got a couple of other options there. I'm going to finish with just a few thoughts here, friends. I do like this event. I think I like the event extra because we have this supply event going on at the same time. So you're kind of double dipping those events, getting those additional rewards. You time your supply right, you go do some bunker alpha clearances. You're probably making it to max level there. That's huge. I've picked up like a backpack, a scar. What else did I see? I saw a few other things. Some lenses, some high-tech components from a couple of the ones that I've gotten so far during the supply event. And supply event, if you know me at all, is one of my favorites. Other than that, again, it just rewards you for going to clear locations and getting some additional progress. Think about farm, motel, factory. Those are all good settlement item locations to pick up some stuff that's going to be usable for you later on if you're still working on your settlement grind. Again, transport hub clearances, like one of the best locations to clear on a regular basis, especially if you have access to the 3rd and 4th crates. So super, super good there. Granted, the miner and some of the bosses a little bit harder now with some of the recent changes, but still very doable, and tons and tons of points for supply for this event. So I'm a big fan of it. Some small tweaks, I think, for this event will make it just absolutely stellar. But overall, I am really happy to see that I think the prices are very fair and free to play friendly. You can make that grind, get to your 10,000 reputation. You'll be able to go in, get a couple of boss fights under your belt. You're grabbing your storage, hopefully your ATV transmission, and maybe a few other things. So if If you have any tips or tricks that I did not share, please feel free to do that down below. We have tons of content coming this week, some related to this event, some related with free to play, some other fun stuff that I do want to do. I need to clear up some storages, so I'm going to do a few things to be able to do that on our main account here, and I'm excited to share that with you. So make sure you're subscribed, help us get to that 10K. Really appreciate that and all the support. I've talked about the Discord, and again, big shout out to Convict for sharing the picture. I've shout out the Discord a ton. Come join our Discord, links in the description. Again, likes and comments are appreciated. Smash that subscribe button, and be sure to catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Peace.